Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is in collaboration with Jacque from Hearth and Apron. We're both making holiday treats and sharing the recipes with you guys. We also switched recipes, so I sent her my recipe for pecan sandies that she's going to try, and she sent me her recipe for spiced sugar cookies that I'm going to try. And they turned out so good, but just stay tuned throughout this video and you'll see. I did want to say that I've become really great friends with Jacque, and I'm really excited that she decided to do this collab with me today. So I hope after you finish watching my video that you'll go check her video out. She does a lot of the same content that I do, and she's so good at it. But yeah, I'm going to let her introduce herself here.
Hi, my name is Jacque, and I first and foremost want to say thank you so much to Charity for having this collab with me today. She is an epic person. I am so glad to have met her and become such great friends with her through our adventures on YouTube. Now, on my channel's name is Hearth and Apron, and on there you will find a lot of homemaking content. My goal is to make motivating content to help get you through your everyday tedious tasks, and sometimes just to encourage you to have a little bit of fun. So you will find all kinds of homemaking things, from cook with me's, decor, holiday inspired episodes, lots of decluttering, organizing, cleaning, some adventures in the garden, day in the life, all kinds of stuff. I really hope that after you are done checking out Charity's video today that you will come by my channel and check it out. In today's episode that I'm collabing with Charity, we actually have a recipe swap, which I'm really excited. I get to try Charity's pecan sandies, and she'll be trying my sugar cookies. I also have 2 more really delicious cookie recipes for you, as well as a sweet treat for my pups, so that there's a treat for everyone in my family. And I also am going to be sharing my whiskey praline pecans. Anyways, I hope that you will consider stopping by after you're done with Charity's video. And either way, I hope you have a magical day.
Isn't she the sweetest? For sure go check out her video after you watch mine. But right now we're going to start with my Ritz chocolate covered Ritz cookies, and you're going to need Ritz crackers, peanut butter, and marshmallow fluff. And on one cracker you're going to put the peanut butter, on the other cracker you're going to put the marshmallow fluff, and you're going to smash those together, and you're going to pre-make as many of these as you want. I think I went through about 6 packs of Ritz crackers doing this. Okay, so after you've pre-made all of your little cracker sandwiches, you're going to melt some chocolate or chocolate almond bark, which is what I used. You're going to submerge the crackers in the chocolate and pick them up out of the chocolate. Drain as much of the chocolate off as you can, and then lay them out on wax paper to dry. And that's it for these cookies. After they dry, you just take them out and put them in a freezer bag or container. And I usually store them in the fridge just because I like them cold. But these are so good. If you try these, let me know. Next, we have my favorite, which is Reese's peanut butter cookie cups. So what you're going to need is peanut butter cookie dough that's ready for the oven. You just tear it apart and put it in a little mini muffin pan, and Reeses Cups. And you can use like off-brands for these. This is just what my Walmart had available at the time. But yeah, you're going to want to separate the dough into a little mini muffin tin, and you're going to bake that in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. And while it's baking in the oven, I would go ahead and count out however many cookies are in the pan and unwrap your Reeses Cups. And when you pull the cookies out of the oven, you'll just pop the little Reeses Cups into the cookies while it's still hot, and then pop the whole pan, cookies still inside, in the freezer until they're set. When I say set, I mean not melting all over the place. But these are so good. They're my favorite. I keep them in the fridge. Next, we are moving on to Oreo balls, and what you're going to need is a pack of family-size Oreos and a bar of 8-ounce cream cheese. I doubled all of my recipes, so I'll link all of the recipes in the description box below for you to follow, but just know that in this video I doubled everything because I was giving them as gifts. But you're going to want to process the Oreos in a food processor to get it really finely milled. And while you're doing that, you're going to want to cream your cream cheese until it's really creamy and not chunky. You want it to be as creamy as possible. Then you'll start adding your Oreos to the mix and just mix until it's all really incorporated. After you've mixed the cream cheese and Oreos, you're going to want to pop that whole bowl into the fridge for at least an hour so that you can roll out these balls without it just being a big mess. So after you roll out all the balls, you'll pop it back in the fridge for at least another hour to make sure that these are set before you start dipping them in chocolate. Now I used the vanilla almond bark and basically white chocolate. Melted the white chocolate, and then you'll put the Oreo balls into the white chocolate, submerge them, coat them in the chocolate, drain as much of the chocolate off as you can, and put them on wax paper to dry. This part is optional. I like to melt some milk chocolate and put it in a piping bag and drizzle it over the Oreo balls. This is more for just the looks of it. I just think it turns out really cute. But this is optional. You don't have to do this. And I do keep these in the fridge as well. I keep all of these candies in the fridge just because I prefer them that way. Okay, moving on to my second favorite, which is Twix Thumbprint cookies. You're going to need all-purpose flour, salt, granulated sugar, vanilla, egg yolks, and softened butter. And this is just for the cookie part of it. The first thing you're going to do is whisk your all-purpose flour and salt together until it's well combined. Then you're going to beat your butter and your granulated sugar until the sugar is dissolved into the butter and it's really creamy. Okay, next you're going to add your vanilla and your eggs, and you're going to beat that until it's fully combined. And then you're going to start adding your dry mixture in with your butter. And you're going to do this in a part, like don't add all of the flour at one time. I do it in thirds. But you'll do this until the flour is fully incorporated.
Flake of snow is set to fall today. It comes to say that Christmas is on its merry way.
Okay, now you're going to get the dough and you're going to roll them into balls. Put them on a flat surface and stick your thumb in it to make a little indentation. And it doesn't specify this in the recipe, but make sure that the surface that you're flattening your thumb in the cookie on is floured, as well as your hands, or it will stick. But after you put the little indentation in the cookie, you're going to want to put them on plates, making sure that they're not touching so that they all get evenly chilled. And you're going to want to put all of these in the refrigerator until, well, for at least an hour to make sure that they're set and not sticky. After they're chilled, you're going to place them on a baking sheet that has parchment paper over it, and you're going to pop them in the oven at 350 for, I ended up having to do like 12 minutes, but 10 to 12 minutes. After you pull them out of the oven, you're going to use a rounded teaspoon, and re-indent the cookies just to make sure that there's a good little hole in there. You're going to let them cool on the pan for 5 minutes, and then you're going to want to take them off the pan and transfer them to wire racks so that they cool all the way a little bit quicker. Then you're going to get some caramel bits and heavy whipping cream, and you're going to melt these in 30-second intervals until you can stir them up. They're really creamy. And you're going to use a spoon, and you're going to dip the caramel into the little indentations using just enough to fill the hole without overflowing it. You can see where I messed up a couple of times doing this, but this is honestly my favorite part. And I couldn't find the video footage of me doing this. I don't know what happened to it. You're going to want to melt some chocolate, drizzle it over the top, and then I also ground some sea salt over the top as well, as you can see here. And these, I like to store these in the fridge as well, but these need to be in a sealed container or they'll get stale. Now we're going to try Jacque's recipe for the spiced sugar cookies. You're going to need all-purpose flour, baking soda, baking powder, and salt. These are just the dry ingredients, and you're going to mix them all together and whisk them until they're fully incorporated. Now for the wet mixture, you're going to need cinnamon almond extract, vanilla extract. Her recipe called for cardamom, but I could not get my hands on it, so I used allspice. You're going to need sour cream, softened butter, and granulated sugar. You're going to combine all of these into a mixing bowl, and you're going to mix them until they're fully incorporated and really creamy. Now you're going to add the dry mixture to the wet mixture, and I added the dry mixture in increments of thirds. After it's all mixed, you're going to sandwich it between 2 pieces of parchment paper and stick it in the fridge for at least an hour. Okay, after you pull the dough out of the refrigerator, you'll cut the cookies out, put them on parchment paper lined pans, bake them at 350. The recipe calls for 6 minutes, but because of the pans I was using, I ended up cooking them for like 10 minutes, but they turned out really well. Then she said that she usually puts sprinkles on them. I tried to put these little ball sprinkles, but they didn't stick very well, so I used like a sugary textured sprinkle, and it turned out much better. These were so good. They were the perfect amount of sweet. Highly recommend. Next, we're going to do the triple layer cracker toffee bars. You're going to want to line a pan with aluminum foil, spray it down, and put down a layer of crackers. And I did this a little bit different, as you'll see when you look in the description box at the recipe. Follow the recipe exactly, not me. Because it would have worked out a little bit better. You're going to need milk, unsalted butter, sweetened condensed milk, brown sugar, and a saucepan. And you're going to mix all that together in the saucepan and melt it down really well. Once the butter is fully melted, you will bring it to a boil, and you'll let it boil while stirring it constantly for 5 minutes. This is where I messed up, in that I should have had a smaller pan with fewer crackers, because you couldn't really spread this. You needed to be able to pour the toffee on top of the crackers without having to spread it, because as you can see, the crackers go all over the place. But I made it work. So you'll put a layer of toffee over the crackers, then you'll add another layer of crackers on top, another layer of toffee, and then I melted some chocolate and put a layer of chocolate on the top. You're going to want to put that in the fridge for at least an hour. After it's in the fridge for an hour, then you can cut it up, and it recommends keeping it in the fridge. All of these were eaten at Thanksgiving. So I didn't really have to store them, but these turned out so good, so much better than I thought that they were going to be. I mean, they were delicious.
Chasing snowflakes as they're falling down, and follow Rudolph all across the town. Played it with me under the mistletoe, while Santa's busy saying ho ho ho. We're feeling jolly, eating Christmas cake, and then we go skating on the frozen lake, saying hi to every friendly face, and later we warm up by the fireplace.
We're going to do some minute cookies, and this is a childhood favorite. You're going to need vanilla, peanut butter, cocoa powder, milk, butter, a lot of sugar, and a lot of oats. And again, keep in mind I doubled this recipe. And I recommend going ahead and laying out your parchment paper on your counter before you start the actual cooking process. You're going to mix your butter, cocoa powder, milk, and sugar into a saucepan and melt it all down, incorporate it all, and then let it boil for exactly 1 minute. After it's boiled for a minute, you're going to take it off the heat, add your peanut butter and your oats, and mix it all up really well until all of the oats are covered in the peanut butter and the chocolate. Then you're going to start dipping them out onto the parchment paper in spoonfuls, just as you see that I'm doing here. You'll let them dry, let them set, and then they're ready to go. These are delicious, and they're gluten-free. Last but not least is the peanut M&M truffles. You're going to need powdered sugar, butter, peanut butter, salt, and vanilla. You're going to mix all of your wet ingredients in a stand mixer until it's really creamy and well combined.
Whoa, oh, oh. La, da, 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 oh, oh. La, da, 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 oh, oh. La, da, da, da. Making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep.
Now it's time to start adding your powdered sugar to the mixture. Again, I put this into the mixture in thirds.
This is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. 'Cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories.
After it's all mixed, you're going to add your mini M&Ms. And I incorporate this with my hands because I just find that it's the easiest way to get the M&Ms to stick into the batter. And you don't have to put this in the fridge before you start rolling them out, but you'll roll them out into like 1-inch balls, put them on a pan, and then you'll put them in the fridge for about an hour to let them set.
You should come back home to me.
After they have chilled, you will dip them in melted chocolate, put them on wax paper, and sprinkle more M&Ms on top while the chocolate is still wet. You can see that I let a couple of them dry before the M&Ms were put on there. So don't make that same mistake, because the M&Ms make them look so cute. But this is the end of the video. I hope that you really enjoyed this. I hope that you'll go check out Jacque's channel. You won't be disappointed. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I do a lot of homemaking content, cleaning, cooking, mom life, that type of stuff. Comment below, introduce yourself if you're new, and just say hi if you're a returning subscriber. I respond to every single comment. I love talking to you guys. And yeah, subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot, and it's free. And you can also follow me on Instagram. That's where you can keep up with my family on a day-to-day basis and also see updates for YouTube content. But I hope, again, that you enjoyed this video. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I hope that everyone can enjoy the holiday season in front of us. Christmas is my favorite time of year, and I really hope that it will be as stress-free as possible for you guys. Love you guys. Bye.
Just you and nobody else. It's so good to see you again. To see you again. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hanging by the fire chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, yeah. I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories.